Hey everyone, Kevin Lewis with Home Life Benchmark Titus Realty, and it's time for your February 2026 Fraser Valley Real Estate Market Update. If you've been following the headlines or just watching the for sale signs in your neighborhood, probably have a pretty good sense of what I'm about to say. We opened the year with what I can only describe as negligible momentum. Usually, January is the month where we begin to see the gears turn again. Buyers start waking up from the holiday hibernation and planning for the spring. But this year, the market hit the snooze button. Home prices in the Fraser Valley have now fallen for the 10th consecutive month. That prolonged softening has pushed our combined benchmark price below 900,000 for the first time since the spring of 2021. We are officially in a market correction territory that we haven't seen in quite some time. Today, I want to unpack exactly what the numbers are telling us, why buyers are still sitting on their hands despite the lower prices, and most importantly, what this specific window of time means for your long-term wealth. Let's start with the sales volume because this is the clearest indicator of buyer confidence or lack thereof. In January 2026, the Fraser Valley recorded just 530 sales across all property types. To put that in context, our 10-year average for this month is 931 sales. That puts us 43% below the norm. That's a significant gap. It's not just a slow month, it's a fundamental shift in activity. Now, while sales are down, inventory is stubbornly high. We finished the month with 5,671 active listings. That is 72% higher than the seasonal 10-year average. So we have a massive surplus of homes on one side of things and a severe shortage of buyers pulling the trigger on the other side. Now, you might be asking yourself the same question I hear from clients every day. If prices are down and selection is a decade high, why isn't there a buying frenzy? On paper, this looks like a buyer's paradise, but real estate isn't just about math, it's about psychology and confidence. Right now, we're facing significant economic headwinds. We have trade-related uncertainty making headlines that make people nervous about their jobs and their financial futures. But more practically, we have the wallet issue. Even though home prices have dropped, day-to-day living expenses remain high. Wages simply haven't kept pace with the cumulative inflation of the last few years. This has created a very circumspect buyer pool. The buyers are out there. I talk to them daily, but they're watching and waiting. They want absolute clarity that the market has hit bottom. They are scared of catching a falling knife. Let's look at the metric that defines market power, the sales to active listing ratio. As a reminder, anything below 12% is considered a buyer's market, 12 to 20% is considered a balanced market, and anything above 20% is a seller's market. In January, the Fraser Valley sat at just 9.3%. To give you some historical context to that number, the last time we saw it below 10% was February 2009. That was during the global financial crisis of 2008. We are in rare territory. When the ratio is this low, it means for every 10 homes listed, less than one is selling. That puts nearly all the negotiating power in the hands of the buyer. Conditions, dates, prices, repairs, buyers currently hold the cards. So, what does this mean for you? Well, if you're a prospective buyer or an upsizer, the signals are clearer now than they have been in years. We are witnessing a rare economic environment where home prices and interest rates have decreased significantly from their peaks simultaneously. The Bank of Canada recently held the policy rate at 2.25%. We are in a much more normal mortgage rate environment compared to the highs of a few years ago. Now, here's a specific opportunity for upgraders. When the market softens, the higher priced homes typically fall more in total dollar value than the lower priced homes. If you own a townhome and want to move to a detached home, this is your opportunity to do it. Let's say detached homes are down 10% and townhomes are down 10%. 10% of $1.5 million home is a $150,000 drop. 10% of an $800,000 townhouse is an $80,000 drop. The gap between your current home and your dream home has just shrunk by $70,000. That is the narrowest we've seen the gap decrease to, and likely the narrowest we will before the market recovers. If you're waiting for the market to heat up, that gap could widen, and it could widen quite quickly, and the move up becomes more expensive. Now, I have to be honest with my sellers. This is a challenging market. If you don't have a pressing need to move, Maybe you're just testing the waters. Waiting might be the wise strategic move. Historically, spring does bring more activity, though, as we've seen lately, rebounds are pretty difficult to time. But if you must sell right now due to job change, financial situation, or what have you, your strategy is critical. In a market with a 9.3% absorption rate, pricing is everything. I'm seeing a clear divide on the MLS right now. Group A homes, homes priced at yesterday's expectation, they are sitting. They are accumulating days on market, and they're getting stale. Now, Group B on the other side, homes priced aggressively for today's reality, these are the ones that are attracting the buyers and are actually selling. You can't base price based on what your neighbor got in 2024. You have to base the price on who's coming to buy in 2026. Wrapping things up, here's my professional take. Industry forecasts for 2026 are predicting a modest recovery as pent-up demand eventually releases. But I'm going to tell you, many experts, myself included, are skeptical of a quick turnaround given how much inventory we have to chew through. We saw similar predictions of a hot spring fail to materialize last year. However, real estate is a long game. Buying during the doldrums, when the headlines are negative and everyone else is scared, has historically been the most effective way to build quick equity. We are in the buy low portion of the cycle that everyone says they want, but few have the courage to act on. If you want to see exactly how these trends, specifically that 9.3% ratio, are playing out in your specific neighborhood or property type, reach out to me. The regional numbers are a guide, but the real estate is always local. I'm Kevin Lewis. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next month.